Hey everybody, welcome back to Blossom. Last episode we got the big rover and big mining laser back there, and we got the entire planet green. So it's all covered in algae. We are ready to get to the oxygen stage. We'll bring up number 2 here on our list. We've got all of our pressure, all of our soil, all of our temperature. Everything is good there, and now we need to go work on oxygen. All right, let's head back to base. I came over here for a screenshot, pretty much. Look at that, I got all memory fragments from chapter 1. We're going to have to go through by the end and make sure we have them all. I could have sworn I got that one, but apparently we did not. I've been driving by it this whole time and never checking it. Alright, we left off on a bit of a cliffhanger over here. We have this launch terminal, to Blossom Station that required the Seed of Life. So let's just go ahead and launch and see where it takes us. Alright, here we are up on the station. It's nice and dark. Of course it is. Access the station vault and acquire the blueprints. Okay, we can do that. Here we open the door. We've got some battery here. Okay, let's see if we can turn off our light. That's a bit shiny. There we go. Alright, we got a big water tank that's filling up. And a grower here, I guess. That's cool. Sprinkler prototype. Alright. Do we need to connect it up? Kinda want to. Alright, what do we got in supplies? Grass seeds? Yes, please. Okay, that was it. What happens if we connect the water up here to the sprinkler? No seed inserted. Should we insert the seed? I want to put the grass seed in here, but I don't know if I should be doing that or not. Let's access the vault and get the blueprints first and see what we can do. Nope, the door is locked. Maybe we have to do it this way. Alright, take your grass seed. There we go. Growing some grass. Alright, it's real flickery. I don't know why, so apologies for that. My light is off, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that light's not coming from me. Data recovery terminal. Let's do that. Okay, another vault. Poppy flowers. Okay, yes please. So I must just need to insert all the things. Is that the goal here? Sure. We'll add some poppy seeds to it as well. I think that unlocked another door. It did. Okay. I'm sorry for the glitching. It's very glitchy, and I'm trying not to aim the camera in such a way that it's terrible. Lupin flowers, okay. Dandelion seeds, okay. Yeah, there's like a visual glitch every time I plug in stuff, so apologies there. I might have to cut around some of this stuff, but I'm basically just collecting seeds, plugging it in here, and then we're going down the station here, and it unlocks a door every time we do this. But yeah, there's definitely a visual glitch every time I walk through this door. I mean, that's oof. I'm sorry about that. Okay, that should be the last two. Yep. We activated the Blossom Station. We just got the achievement. Okay, well, let's go all the way down to the end of the station again and see what it's got. Alright, dark room, lighten up. I like it. Alright, we're in a glass cage of emotion. Okay, got another memory fragment. Okay, we're just missing one here on chapter 5. Alright, what do we get? Alright, seed synthesizer and a sprinkler T1. Nice. Alright, we got the sprinkler and the seed synthesizer. Try to say that 10 times fast. I cannot today. Oh, maybe I should have stayed zoomed out like this. That's a little bit... Ooh. Well, I was going to say it was better, but it's still a little... like, comes in and out of the building. Oh, it's because it's the windows. That's why. Alright, I'm seeing why it's so glitchy. It wants to put the cover on here when we're through the glass and then turn it off and on. And so as we walk by, it's just flashing it. And we didn't really notice because we were zoomed in too much. Yeah, that's obnoxious. All right, let's get back down to the planet. Well, that was an uneventful landing. We just fade in and out. That's all right. Let's get our power and stuff connected back up. All right, we're all lit up again, but it's nighttime. Man, there is just some shine coming off of things. I don't know why. Like, why is that so shiny? What light source is that getting? All right, let's put our blueprints in. right, that's right. We can make carbon, we can make seeds, and we've got a sprinkler now. There are some other things that we got that I don't think we went through. I think there was something in power. Oh, look at that. We can build a data recovery terminal. Was that always there? Is that so we can read all the terminal stuff? Or do we get like a specific fragment? I don't know. Yeah, steam turbine. That's what it was. Generates power by converting water into energy. Requires a steady water supply. Okay, well that's uneventful. But 20 power generation, and it just needs a pressure valve and radiation cell. Let's build one of those just because I want to see it. And it's nighttime. Wait, why does it say we have no power connection? Oh, we didn't plug the inside in. Here we go. There we go. It unplugs all the things. That's a little annoying. All right, steam turbine. We can make it. Oh, it's a big boy. All right, let's build it here next to the water. And we'll get a power connection over here. And let's get a new water connection. So we need another valve. How do we do that? All right, water extender. Just requires some composite metal or iron ingot. Yeah, let's make an iron ingot in here. You know what? Why not? Let's just plug you into there. I was going to dismantle that, but we don't need to. And we'll just drape you over here into this plug. There we go. There's a good view. We can see it doing things. And if we do a power overlay, we should be seeing some power coming out of it. 10% efficiency. Is it not getting that much water? Well, maybe we don't need the power. Maybe that's why it's going so inefficient. Because it has water, and there's tons of water in that tank. Maybe we just don't need the power. I don't think there's another block we missed, other than I think we have the solar panel tier 3 that we've never built. Because, yeah, we needed tungsten. So we have to go out and mine tungsten with our big miner at some point to get that panel. But let's go ahead and work on this. Extracts carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and produces carbon, requires a steady supply of water. Synthesizes seeds using carbon rods as a fuel source. Okay. We'll need that carbon. And a sprinkler requires a bloom core. And a bloom core requires tungsten and platinum. We're going to have platinum, tungsten, platinum there, cobalt, and tungsten there. So let's go get the rover and do some heavy mining. Well, we've definitely got lots of water connections and tanks around here. And valve connections, so we should be able to put the sprinklers around. Got the truck plugged in here, so it's charging up. Let's get this hooked up to the laser. Let's get some water to it. There we go. Now we're getting some platinum. Okay, maybe we'll get some platinum. Oh man, I don't think it's broken off a chunk yet. Okay, platinum is hard. We might be running out of water before we get anything tangible out of this. All right, well, we got 10, I believe. We have 8 on here, right? Yeah, 9, 10. All right, let's get another laser, get it over there at the cobalt, get 2 of them set up, and get a drone, which we haven't built one of those either. So let's set up a permanent base. Let's get this guy disconnected and get back to base and see what we're going to need. We do have that hose connection there that we can take that guy down and drag him over. All right, we need at least another tier 2 wind generator, but I'm thinking maybe we'll tear that one down and we'll make a tier 3 over there to power both. Yeah, processor and a heat sink. Let's do that. All right, probably way more aluminum ingot than we need, but we're going to go ahead and store it anyway. This guy's actually almost out of fuel. Interesting. I wonder why he's running so much. That guy should be generating the power for us, right? The pumps don't really seem to be doing anything, though. Oh, that's why. This guy never got plugged back in. This guy needs to go over here. There we go. That generator's been powering this little segment. It's a different network. I'm with it. Okay, batteries are full. It's not doing anything. It's because we launched the rocket and lost our power connection. Well, I guess that's what happens when you use the rocket as a hub. All right, let's put these on the shelf so we have access to them while we manufacture. All right, got the water connected there to the extender. We can take this guy down, right? Yeah, deconstruct. Well, that hose will figure itself out, hopefully. That's a little funky. Now, we take a water hose from here. We go towards our beacon. We're going to see how far we can get with this gigantic hose. And then we'll build another one. Okay, apparently we can really just get out here. Hey, these hoses drag for days on a tier 3. Look at this. Okay, we can go all the way out here with a tier 3. Sure. Why not? Alright, well, it doesn't look like the hose figured itself out, so that's fun. Alright, bye-bye, spaghetti. We don't need to pay attention to you ever again. Alright, let's take this hose and put it in here. There we go. We're going to deconstruct you. Alright, let's go ahead and disconnect the power. I do wish there was a switch. That would be a nice improvement, is a switch so we could turn things off, because we don't need that guy running all the time. But I don't really want to have to redo my connection every time. Okay, well, at least we have water out here and we have power out here. We can power both areas. So let's go ahead and just deconstruct this, because we need to go find tungsten. Alright, let's use our scanner module to find the right thing here. Let's see, cycle through, yes, tungsten. Activate. All right, tungsten 600 that way, 900 that way. Yeah, we'll go to the closer one. And it's closer to base. All right, we got our tier 2 out here. Let's get our mining laser. That's close enough, right? I actually don't know the range on this thing. Oh, well, that's interesting. It mined up all the uranium. This is what we're after, though. All right, well, that's probably enough tungsten for now. Let's go back to base. We got a water connection permanently, and we'll leave the miner there. We need to build 2 more heavy mining lasers for the beacon area over there. But I think we got enough material. Let's get some sprinklers online. All right, well, now that we have some platinum, let's build one of these guys. Let's get a tier 3 drone, and then maybe it'll start mining some of this stuff for us. All right, let's deconstruct this guy so we can get the processing unit, because you're a tier 2. Yeah. Take you. We need another processing unit. And then we need to go over to here and make a platinum ball. Well, that's going to take its sweet time. Let's do the other things. Okay, I totally forgot that these require 6 each to make the ball. So we're definitely going to need to get more stuff. Okay, well, that's good to know. We got the platinum ball, though. Let's build the drone tier 3. Well, you're basically the same size, so that's good. Wow, we haven't even found thorium and lithium. Let's get all of those. Well, we should probably get like 12. We should probably get 12 of each of these. If it takes 6 to make one ball, we need at least 12. Kind of want to get one of these storage drones, though, too. Because it collects loose resources, so anytime that we mine with our heavy laser, it would just go pick it up. I never realized it forms the ball on the end of the thing here. Look at that. It's slowly printing it out. Alright, carbon extractor. 3 power and 5 water. I think we can get away with just a normal tier 1 power junction, because I saw this over on the shelf. Well, let's grab our composite metal. That should be all we need. Or, well, that's just going to make carbon. I guess this is another reason to have that drone to actually pick up loose bits. Okay, carbon rod discovered. I guess we made our first piece of carbon. I'm just moving this guy out of the way. You know what? Yeah, you can go over there. That's fine. I wanted to build that drone. All right, so this guy will pick up stuff. He can pick up carbon. Yes, please. Go do that. Why are you infinite now? Don't be infinite. All right, he's going to go over here and pick up this carbon. There he goes. He picked it up. Sweet. And then is he dropping it off into cargo? Yes, he is. All right, our carbon extractor is doing the work. He just spit out another one. Okay. Oh, and our drone already got it. Okay, cool. Let's get on to an actual sprinkler one of these days. Do we have enough to make another platinum ball? We do. While that's going, what did we need to make a couple more drills? A couple more power junctions and 4 radiation cells. Okay, well, that's a thing. Do we have any chromium on the shelf over here? Looks like we do. No, that's silica. Do we not have chromium? Oh, we don't have chromium on the list. Why is that? Yes, please, on chromium. Oh, this all got reset. We gotta redo all of this. That makes sense. Go, friend. Go find some chromium. Or he's just gonna bobble. I gave you marching orders. Do we not have any free space? No, there's... Okay, there's multiple bays free here. And we put chromium on the list. He needs to go find 1 copper, a couple more silver, and some chromium. Alright, I cannot say it today, but let's make some seeds. I think this just needed power. Yeah, just needs power. So we're just going to connect it right here. Seems like a production thing. Okay, well, we got a lot of plants that we don't have. Grass seed, which is 1 carbon rod. Okay, and then what does it take to make a carbon rod? Right, a carbon rod just takes 2 carbons. Okay, I was worried it was going to be 8 or something, and we're going to have to wait for a long time. Let's get grass seed going. Okay, we got a grass seed, and now we need to make our sprinkler. A bloom core. Okay, what was the bloom core again? Okay, we don't have any platinum. You should be going out and getting that at least. What do you do around here, man? All right, we're taking the drone out of commission here. He's not having a good day. You know, I probably should have copied the settings before I did that. Oops. Okay, he's doing the work. I think we got him reset. I guess if we just left the laser out here, it's probably fine. The block is probably persistent. It's not like there's a trash cleanup or anything that is going to disappear it. So if we just keep mining it, it'll just be on the floor, and then our little recovery drone will come get it. We're going to go with it anyway. We're going to try it. Heavy mining laser. There we go. Get you back over here. Let's see if we can find some chromium on the way. Actually, we can use our little scanner module. Forgot about that. 300 this way. Okay. There's some right over here. Oh, there we go. I didn't set him to get the platinum and stuff. So he can get the platinum and the cobalt and the tungsten, because we know that's laying around. All right, there we go. Now we can finally make a bloom core. Let's make a couple, I guess. Which means we'll probably want another seed, right? All right, sprinkler requires water, and water only. Self-contained pod that nurtures seeds into saplings using soil, light, and built-in sprinklers requires a steady water supply. Alright, so these are just going to be just like the algae farms. They just need a water supply. So I'm glad we left these junctions where we have them. We'll just build them off of that. Okay, flat ground, please. There we go. Sure, we'll crisscross the applesauce. There we go. And we'll give it some grass. And now we have some grass growing. Nice. Let's go set up a new location. That might be a little too close, huh? Okay, how big is that arm? Oh my goodness, that's a big arm. Are we going down in our water supply? Oh, we are. We are dropping in our water supply. We're going to have to get more pumps going. Okay, well, that's good to know. Well, it's not stopping me from putting another one right here. Well, I guess this is the tier 1. I guess the range is probably as short as the algae tier 1s were. So we'll just put another one right here. And we'll plug it in over here. And we'll give it some grass. Hey, there we go. We're getting grass. All right, we need to build more pumps. Let's find another lake, maybe? So what is that doing for our terraforming? Doesn't seem to be doing anything for our oxygen so far. I wonder why that is. All right, we're positive on power. And our generator over there is not spinning. This guy is... Okay, this guy is more efficient now. It is just a power constraint. We just didn't need the power, I guess. Might just have a 10% minimum. So we should really replace these water pumps with the bigger tier 2s here. So what did that take to make some tier 2 water pumps? Oh, we have tier 3 water pumps. That replaces... Alright, a tier 3 water pump is 3 times better than a tier 2. So let's build one of those. A tungsten ingot and some gold wire. Okay. There we go. Oxygen stage 1 achieved. Okay, it is doing something. It just wasn't really showing. Oh, there's a small little white line over there on blue sky. Okay. It doesn't show on that. I guess we have to go to our little analyzer thing over here. Yep, there we go. Okay, we're at 10. No wonder it wasn't showing up. We get a generic collider. Okay. Whatever that means. Okay, tier 3 water pump. Yes, please. Yep, you're a big boy. Alright, destroy that guy. Let's get the truck closer so we can actually manufacture this thing. Alright, tier 3 pump coming online. How much power did that thing use? Alright, this thing uses 15 power. It's going to be most of the steam turbine over there. But that's alright. It's also probably providing enough water for it. Alright, I'm really curious of something here. This guy makes 10 water for 15 power. And then in the power... Just want to see how circular this is. This requires 3 water to generate 20. Okay. So we're getting a lot more water, that's for sure. Look at that, we're running through the long grass. Watch out for the raptors. Okay, these just provide oxygen. It's not like it gets to 100% like the algae, like the soil coverage. So we can just leave these here. Alright, let's get this collider in here and figure out what the heck it's going to do. I assume it's going to make us more seeds. Generic collider needs a radiation cell. Our generic collider just needs power. Let's put our collider right here. We got a little power port right there. Alright, requires 2 seeds. Well, I guess we're making a couple grass seeds. All right, we got a poppy flower seed. Oh, we don't get it. Yeah, we gotta make it. Okay. Yes, please. Oh, I need to go get the bike. The bike would be a perfect thing to drive around and drop seeds off and stuff at these planters. Because we have grass in there, right? We can just put another one. Let's put poppy in there as well. And let's do the same thing to the one over here. How are we doing on water? You're filling up, right? Okay, we are filling up on water again. That's good. Yeah, +9. That's good. Soon we'll start seeing flowers. Yeah, there we go. There's some poppies. All right, we got poppies. We can start our opium farm. Don't start an opium farm. All right, I have a feeling we're going to need a lot more carbon extractors. Well, no, I say that, and we have a whole pile of carbon on the ground here. All right, how are we doing on oxygen? Almost up to a sprinkler tier 2. All right, I got a grass and a poppy, and I want to see if that will make something new, and then if, like, poppy makes us something new. I don't know exactly how that works. We're going to get to tier 2 before that's finished, though. Hey, we got a daisy flower, and we got the new blueprint. The daisy flower just came in before the other one. All right, create that disc, please. All right, now what happens if I do poppy? Seeds are incompatible? Okay, well, that answers that question. Can I recycle one of you? I do get carbon back. Okay, good to know. We're gonna grass, poppy, and daisy seed. Let's go ahead and build a tier 2, or see what it's gonna take to do a tier 2 on the sprinkler. Just 2 bloom cores, okay? Well, thank goodness the bloom cores only require 2 of each of those. Hey, we're at 1% blue. Yay, we're getting there. You know, I didn't check the water consumption on this. Hopefully we're generating enough water. I don't actually know. All right, it's got all 3 seeds, and we should be good. Let's see, we can access it, right? Yeah, there we go. Poppy and grass and daisies, and they are doing the work on oxygen. Look at that spread. And it's consuming 2.4 water. That's actually not that bad. All right, we're climbing faster. Let's go ahead and wait until we get the carbon extractor tier 2. I was going to build another one, but let's just get a tier 2. So let's get more daisy seeds. We need 2 more for that. Well, I expected when it was at like 4,000 meters, this guy would be at half of this, but it's not quite proportional, but looks like they get even once it finally gets up there. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I should probably just dismantle those 2 tier 1s and build a tier 2, because it's just 2 biocores, right? Bloom cores. Take you, we'll take you. And what does that do now that I took it out? No seed. Are we going to start seeing things die, or everything is starting to wither? Okay, so it does need to be constant. I was just curious if we weren't going to get the oxygen stat, but the stuff was going to stay. But that is not the case. All right, I got enough for another tier 2. Let's go ahead and put it out here somewhere. Let's see if we can get it this close. I don't know how the radius is going to work out on this. All right, that spot was a little too close. Let's go put it right here, next to this lake. We might need to use that for more water at some point. Oh yeah, our spaghetti mess that we said we weren't going to visit again. Here we are. We are still water positive. Nope. No, we aren't. No, now we're bad. -15, +1. It's that generator is sucking up the water every once in a while. Oh wow, look at the radius on that. We got that one pretty perfect. They are like overgrowing each other. Well, that's going to make it fun to power things up. I probably should have put those further away, but that's all right. We can always turn the overlay on to be able to see stuff. So do we do like a daisy and a poppy, or daisy and grass, or daisy? I don't actually know the rules. Hey, stage 3. We got our carbon extractor tier 2. This is so weird walking around in a grass field now. All right, it's not that much bigger. That's good news. It'll still fit in this footprint. All right, daisy, you're gonna do stuff? Seeds are incompatible. All right, so daisy doesn't work. Let's recycle. Daisy, poppy. Yay, there we go. Okay, I wasn't paying attention. This guy makes a carbon rod instead of a carbon sheet or whatever that is. We're getting carbon rods directly. Ferns, okay. Let's go make Fern Gully. All right, it does consume more water every plant that we get in there, so that's good to know. So we are going to have to watch our water levels. Okay, our water tank is overcharged. How did we do that? How is that a thing? All right, that guy's out of fuel. I'm just going to go ahead and dismantle him. And then what I want to do is I want to build a tier 3 solar panel because we haven't built one of those yet, which is going to require 2 glass and 1 tungsten. All right, let's get the fern and let's put it here into this collider or whatever this thing is called. Yeah, collider. Then we needed what, 2 pieces of glass? It's easy enough. We should probably take that regolith off the shelf. And are you still making the ball? You're still making the ball. All right, solar panel tier 3. Oh, it's not that much bigger. I was expecting it to have a huge footprint. All right, there we go, tier 3. Okay, he's not casting too much shadow. We're okay. I'm not sure it was 100% needed, but I wanted to build it. I think it's the current with the last. Seems to be the combo for seeds anyway. All right, Gerbera? Gerbera? I don't actually know that flower. Bloom boldly full of color. They don't hide their joy. Okay. All right, let's get the Gerber baby flower and go put it over in this one. All right, we are still water positive. We're okay there. We are still filling with water, even though this guy is overcharged. He's still filling. All right, this guy is overcharged and he just keeps filling, and I don't know how to prevent that. I feel like that's a bug because I didn't do that. All right, this is really goofy, but I'm going to tow our battery pack with our wind turbine. It's getting me charged, so I can walk at 100%. And we're going to go get the bike. I really want the bike. I think it's over in this direction, though. Hey, oxygen stage 4, we got new blueprints. There it is, I knew I was close. All right, yeah, this needed grass, oleander, and aspen tree. So we can get a grass seed in it, but we don't have the other ones. Nice, there we go, we got our bike. All right, at boost mode, we still have unlimited power towing this thing around. Okay, that's awesome. All right, let's disconnect our wagon. We'll do something with that when we have all the seeds. All right, yeah, you needed a Gerber baby. And you needed a Gerber baby. And a fern. There we go. Want to make sure I don't get too far behind on seeding all of these guys. Yay, that's working. Let's check out what we got in our tier 4 here. Hey, look at that. We can be the knights who say knee. We got a collider tier 2 to make a shrubbery. So do we need both? We probably need both then. Okay, we're not doing great on power. And we do great during the day because we got all that solar, but that steam turbine is not doing enough. So we need to get more power. All right, sun's coming out. We should be getting power now. All right, there we go. Now we're getting power. It's daytime. That helps. Let's build this tier 2. How do we make a shrubbery? Okay, we got Lily of the Valley. Let's make one of those. And Gerber? What if I put those 2 in there? Are we gonna get a shrub? Or is this just gonna allow us to get into the shrubbery? Okay, so there is a shrub tab and a tree tab. So how do we get the shrubbery? We just need to make the first shrubbery? So we're still getting flowers here. We need to figure out how to make a shrub. Seed not discovered. Oh, our water tanks are empty. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out the pump situation sooner than later. Oh, the bike is the way to transport, though. This is a lot of fun. All right, I'm out here at the pond beyond the hill, and I've got another pump and a couple more turbines. All right, I don't know if we're gonna need a jump start, but in theory, we should be able to plug this guy in here. Now he has a water connection, but that guy has no power. So I think we just need to jump start it. So we'll get some power from here. And we'll plug it in there. Now the pump is started, and that should pump stuff into the steam turbine. All right, and we'll get the second one plugged in over here. Now that should be self-sustaining. It is not. Why is it not self-sustaining? Okay, that makes sense. They're both idle because we don't actually need power or water right now. Okay, now I want to see if I can drag this water line all the way over to our setup over here. Actually, this guy can go over here. There we go. All right, now it's pumping water into the system, and these guys are running to power it, but we need to take the excess power and get it running all the way over. Yeah, right there. Oh no. Okay, well, I'm not able to extend that far, so it looks like we need another power extender. Hey, we're almost halfway there to blue skies. All right, this should be able to reach. There we go. Okay, yeah, these guys are down to operating at pretty much nothing, which is totally fine. How are we doing on water? We're still not doing great on water, though. We're still too low. I thought we would have enough. Going from there to there, we just need a couple more tungsten. All right, I replaced the 2 tier 2s with a tier 3 there. And then I've got the components. Let's go put another tier 3 over here in this pond. I'm kind of running out of space over there. All right, these are running at full efficiency. And we are still negative power. So that's not great. Water, though, we're in the positive, even with these guys running full tilt. So we just need to get more wind turbines. I think that's going to be the key to getting more balanced power here. I mean, I guess batteries are fine as long as we can last through the night. We have a bunch of solar power over there. All right, never mind. We're actually positive on power now. 1.2. Yeah, it's just going to fluctuate, I guess. But that's all right. I think we're good. All right, let's deconstruct this water tank, though. I want a tier 3 out here. All right, where's the port? There it is. It just wasn't finished. Okay. Let's plug in the backside. All right, sweet. We're getting water. Let's go ahead and put these processors on here. Look at all these carbons just sitting on the ground. We should probably turn those off eventually. All right, what do we have for seeds, though? Let's see. I did dandelions on the other ones. Lupin flower we got. So let's build 3 of those. All right, now we have a rose as well. Okay, we are full on this guy. This sprinkler is 100% flowers. Yeah, cool. I'm almost tempted to take the grass out just so we don't have to have it. The overlay works, I guess, to see where we need to plug things in, but makes it a little bit awkward. All right, well, before we call it an episode, I want to see if we just need to get the last seed discovered here to unlock a shrub. Okay, wildflower seed discovered. Okay, yep, wildflowers. Okay, we'll make a wildflower and a sunflower. All right, let's see if the wildflower and the sunflower gives us a shrub. Spinning. Because, yeah, that's all the flowers. Let's make a wildflower. That guy is full. I've got him up to roses, and they only have 12 spots. So let's go put this one over here. Okay, that's got 1 more spot left. While that's still spinning around, let's go check our blueprints. No, we don't have anything unlocked yet. Okay, the next one is a generic collider T3 and a sprinkler T3. But we got a ways to get to there. Ground clover seed. Okay. Is that in the bushes? It is. It's in the shrubs. Yay. Okay, that required 2 carbon instead of 1 to make. So this must make more oxygen? I don't know. Let's go take a look. We require a shrubbery. All right, it's not even close to full coverage, and we're already exceeding the O2 on this guy. So shrubbery is the way to go. We might have to take some of the flowers out of here and do a good mix of shrubbery and flowers. Because I think that guy over there is 100% flowers. That guy has probably 3 or 4 empty spots in it, and this guy is now full. Look at that, we have a shrubbery. We can hide in it. All right, well, we're almost to blue sky, and we're almost up to tier 3, that I think we can start getting trees, but we're going to have to build up our library of shrubbery, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and call it an episode here, and hopefully we'll get trees next episode. All right, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later.